What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to break down the tape of Marist Liufau and really talk about what this guy has shown on tape. Obviously, DeMarvion Overshown went down last week, so Liufau is now going to be starting and playing pretty much every snap going forward at this point. And I'm excited to get into this guy's tape, man. In this first game against the Carolina Panthers, although there weren't a ton of flashy plays, there are definitely about 5 or 6 really good plays, but there are a lot of traits that I think this guy flashes on tape. And I'm pretty confident that as Liufau continues to develop, as he comes back into year 2, and he has a whole offseason to really work out and really put it together, and the speed of the game slows down, I think this guy's going to be one of the better linebackers in the NFL. There's so much upside with him, and the fact he's so athletic, the fact that he's long, he's lengthy, he's strong, and he's already showing us the little things, like being able to get off blocks. On this one here, you got Robert Hunt, arguably one of the best guards in the NFL, number 50 of the Carolina Panthers, who's going to come directly at you as an inside zone to the right. Liufau has to first and foremost set the front side edge. You got the defensive end setting the outside gap here. Liufau has to be able to stop this, and as soon as the running back cuts his back towards the inside, he can get over the top if he chooses to, but he has to shut down the B gap, right? That's his run fit within this play. But he's going to go above and beyond. Not only does he shut down the B gap, he's going to end up coming right around this guy using the hands. Get over the top, he's going to end up getting in there, he's going to help bring this guy down. Again, the traits with Marist Liufau is absolutely incredible. And I'm excited to talk about it, man. Let's just get right into the tape. Very excited for this one. I want to get into this first snap here. You're going to see that on a 1st and 10 play early on in the game, Liufau is going to make a game-altering play where he's going to essentially force the ball out of Bryce Young's hands. To me, this is a really good job being able to find the football, knocking it out, and of course the Dallas Cowboys end up recovering the football as well. Just a really good job by the linebacker not to over pursue it, not to overplay it, maybe run after Bryce Young at this point, right? Maybe try to shoot the gap or anything to that tune. You want to make sure that if you have a passing lane that you're responsible for, that as a linebacker you stay within that, because you don't want these guys to slip in there and allow the quarterback to hit this. On top of that, as soon as you recognize the quarterback's going to take off running, and Michael Parsons ends up getting he ends up getting kind of spun out right there. Liufau comes downhill, he attacks, and he punches the ball out. That's a really good job right there. 1st and 10, you change the game early on. Just a really nice play to have that awareness to knock the football out. Now, I would make the argument one of the best abilities that Marist Liufau has is his ability to play sideline to sideline. It's his ability to chase things down and really just work out in space. And he's not going to get credit for this play, but he deserves a lot of credit for this play only picking up about 2 yards. Think about what happens within this play. The Carolina Panthers are going to set up a motion. They're going to come back around, hand the ball off to Xavier Legette, and Liufau sees all of this, right? He sees it. There's nowhere for Xavier Legette to go, so he's going to just kind of bend it back towards the right. Now, Liufau is not going to actually get credit for the tackle, but he basically makes this play, right? Or he at least shuts it down. I want to back this up here and just kind of show you guys what this play could have been had Marist Liufau not been the guy to make this play. Think about this right here. You got a cornerback going up against the tight end. You got a tight end here blocking the defensive end. Truth be told, if Liufau is not here and Legette's able to hit this towards the outside, there might be a 15, 20-yard window until one of these guys can maybe come over the top and essentially make this play. So the fact that Liufau's right there and he's the one guy that's kind of unblocked within this play and he snips it out is absolutely impressive as hell in my opinion. Because the wide receiver sees the linebacker. There's nowhere for him to ultimately go. Even as he recognizes the outside lane's not really there, the defensive end does a pretty good job out here as well to be able to kind of shut that down. It's not guaranteed the defensive end would have made this play, right? It's not guaranteed that Legette wouldn't hit this to the outside or bend it back underneath had Liufau not actually been there. So that's a really good job by both of the rookies right there. Absolutely love it. But these are the plays that this guy's not going to get credit for, right? It's his ability to recognize stuff, maybe get into range and potentially force something back towards the other side. This is a really good job right here. Just wanted to kind of give him a little bit of credit for a play that he makes where he's not going to actually get the credit for tackle or whatever you want to say. But again, coaches are going to love these type of plays. Still really good job right there by Liufau to be able to take it away. He made another really nice play against Chuba Hubbard on this one. You're going to get a run towards the right, and Liufau just explodes right through there. Just a really good job to be able to get in there. And you got to give credit, man, to a guy that's gotten a lot of shit from a lot of people over the last year or two. And that's going to be Mazi Smith here, who does a phenomenal job, in my opinion. Mozzie Smith to me has taken a huge step this year, and it's not perfect yet, but the guy has done a really good job over the past couple of weeks. You're going to get a zone run towards the right. Left guard and center basically have to get in front of Mozzie Smith and then at the same time get in front of Liufau. And that right there is going to allow this play to work. But again, if you guys keep an eye on Smith, he's going to not only reset the center backwards, but he's not going to allow the center to pass it off. He's not going to let the guard get up to the linebacker. And the linebacker goes free on this one. And then the linebacker shoots through there and he ultimately blows it up. Just a really, really good job by both Mozzie Smith and Liufau to show that explosive tendency to get through there and ultimately blow it up. And there's a lot of plays like this on tape with Liufau, right? The guy does a really good job being able to kind of get out there in space, and he's fast, he's quick, he changes direction well. So he's able to take some of these plays away, right? And again, this is one of the big things you're going to get with this kid. Now again, he's young, he's a little inexperienced, the speed of the game has to slow down, and he has to obviously continue to develop, but the upside's there with a guy like Liufau. He's strong, he's physical, he's long, he's lengthy, he's quick. He's explosive, and you see plays like this where he goes right through this running back and Chuba Hubbard, who's a pretty good running back, and is able to generate a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. Just a really, really good job by Liufau to just kind of do his thing. Marist Liufau basically lines up everywhere on the field for the Dallas Cowboys, and the guy's a legit weapon, right? He can line up out wide, as we saw him do multiple times. He can play on the inside, he can play on the outside, but he does have to learn and just kind of understand NFL scheme a little bit more. Understand the rules and those type of things. I'm not 100% sure who lets this guy go on this one, but one of these two guys lets this guy go. I'm going to assume that because it is a cover 3, it's probably the outside cornerback and not Liufau, but you don't really know, right? I don't 100% know what the rules were, but someone loses containment here on a guy. Not that it matters, right? It ends up being a complete pass anyways. All right, you guys, check this next play out. You're going to get a really good job here by Liufau in coverage. Again, really solid football player in coverage. He's going to do a really nice job being able to stick with the running back. And you're going to end up seeing that this play goes down for a 12-yard sack. Now, one of the things that you're going to get taught as a linebacker is if you have man coverage, which is exactly what Liufau is in here with the running back, if the running back stays in to block, you blitz, right? Because what ends up happening is then that means the running back as a check man has to stay in and ultimately block you. And, you know, if you have a guy blocking you and you're able to take that guy and push him back, and the quarterback, then that's a positive for the defense. Now, on this play, if you guys keep an eye on Hubbard, notice how he's going to check before he releases into a route. And because of the fact this is cover 1 man-to-man and Liufau has Hubbard, technically he should actually just blitz, right? He should just come right through this and come after it. And he almost considers it, but he's a little too late on this one. And Hubbard ends up releasing, and then he's going to have to change and get back out there, and he ends up covering Hubbard. You see Bryce Young considers throwing it that way as well. But again, this play right here is a good job for Liufau to be able to kind of change direction. But it's also a learning rep, right? Like, if you have a guy in Hubbard that's checking before he releases, you got to come and you got to be quicker. You got to come after there, and you got to make sure that that Hubbard ultimately stays in to block you, and then you can potentially push him back into the quarterback. You know, one of the things that's kind of underrated with this kid is the fact that he covers a lot, and he's playing all over the field. But Liufau's done a really, really good job, and I think there's a ton of upside with this kid. I'm excited to continue to cover him as we go forward. Let me know what you guys think, man. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.